Hello, my dear friends. Myself is Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande. Today is the 24th of April 2020, and since last 3 weeks, Professor Deshpande is taking the lectures, online lectures, because of the lockdown in all over the India because of the Corona pandemic. My dear friends, today's topic is regarding the diet or Ayurvedic aspect of food or Ayurvedic dietetics. So this is Ahar, Ayurvedic food concept presented by Professor Deshpande, that is myself. I am MD in Ayurvedic medicine and Ayurvedic physiology. This is the topic from the Sharir Kriya paper 1 part A. Whatever the topic today I am going to tell you is regarding the Ashtau Ahar Vidhi Visheshayatana. We will see that title very soon. So these are some of the books that I have written. So you can look for these books. Kriya Sharira paper 1 part A and B Shantanu publication. This is Kriya Sharira new syllabus of CCM paper 2 part A and B. This is for the rapid revision Sharira Kriya Vignan handbook by Shantanu publication Pune. I will move up. Then this is the practical book that Professor Deshpande has written. Then this is the clinical examination book published by Narendra Prakashan Pune, Maharashtra State. You can contact me. All the viewers can contact me on the mail professordeshpande@gmail.com. These are my all paid services, personal or online health problem advice as a Ayurvedic and yoga consultant, personal and online lifestyle counseling based on Ayurvedic Prakriti, and don't forget palmistry. I do the palmistry as well. Personal and online classes of medicine and different subjects of Ayurveda. And this is my kind request all the time. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. My dear friends, let us move further. This is today's topic, Ahar Vidhi Visheshayatana. My viewers are from all over India, so they can kindly excuse me. The PPTs are prepared basically for my college where I am teaching, that is Ayurvedic College Degree Pradhikaran, Pune 44, Maharashtra State. The most of the students, 95% students, are Marathi medium students. Their mother tongue is Maharashtra Marathi. So the PPTs are in Marathi, but my dialogue to you is in English. So all the Hindi and English language students, they can make their notes in English as well as Hindi. Ahar, Vidhi, Vishesha, Ayatana, Vichara. Vichara is a thought regarding the food consumption, and Vishesha, special, Ayatana topics. So here, Ayurveda is saying to the public, to the society, to the students, to the teachers, everybody, that when you consuming your food, you must consider the 8 important points regarding the ahara, regarding the food. 8 important. So that's why ashtau tatra khalu tatra khulu imani tatra khalu imani ashtau. Ashtau means 8. Ahara, food. Vidhi, consumption. Vishesha, special. Ayatana, medium. Points. Bhavanti. Which are those 8 points? Prakriti, Karana, Sanyoga, Rashi, Desh, Kal, Upayoga Sanstha, and Upayogta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you must remember all these names at all the times. My dear friends, this is 100% long answer question in university examination. Many times this question has been repeated. Write down important IMP. Ashtau Ahara Videveshayatana Varnan Kara. Describe Ashtau Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana. Or they will drop the word Ashtau. They will say only Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana Varnan Kara. So this is very important topic for your examination, oral as well as for your practice. Of course, for the practice, this is very important. This topic comes again for the second year BMS course for Charak Purvardha. Write down Charak Purvardha. This question is there. Again, Swastha Vritta. Again, this question is there. So for 3 subjects in BMS course, PG course, and also practice, this topic is important. Okay. So Charak Vimanstan, chapter 1, shlok number 20. This is the reference. Prakriti. What is Prakriti? प्रकृति उच्यते स्वभावः. Swabhava. Swabhava means nature. Nature of what? Nature of the food substances that you are consuming. प्रकृति उच्यते स्वभाव यह स पुनः आहार औषध द्रव्याणां स्वाभाविको गुरुवादि गुणयोगः तद यथा माश मुद्गयोः शुभिर एणः च. Charak has given different examples, but first he is telling before taking any food, and he also mentioned about aushadha. Aha and aushadha both have their original properties, swabhavika prakriti, and he has given properties means guruvadi, adi means etc. Guru, lagu, guru manda himasnigdha shlakshna sandra mrudus thiraha gunaha ससूक्ष्म विशदः विंशन्ति सव्यपर्याः. गुरु मंद हिमस्निग्ध श्लक्ष्ण सांद्र मृदु स्थिरः गुणाः ससूक्ष्म विशदाः विंशन्ति सव्यपर्याः. Please mug up this shloka. Gurvadi vinshanti guns, 20 attributes. In this shloka, 10 are mentioned and 10 are opposite. Tatra viparyaha. Am I right? So you must understand Masha, black gram, Udida is Guru. Mudga, Mudga means green gram, मुगाची डाळ. मूग हे उडदापेक्षा पचायला हलके आहेत मराठी मीडियमच्या मुलांसाठी. You try to understand that if you compare the different food substances, some are heavy to digest, some are light to digest. One of the example is Masha and Mudga. Here I have given another example. That's why green gram, flakes of the rice, laya, laja, and warm water, these are lahu. So that's why for any illnesses, these substances are very good because they can easily digested and your disease process will be cured very fast. In the illness, you should not take any food which is heavy to digest. For example, Srikhanda, any sweets, Basundi, Jalebi, Gulab Jamun, any sweet substances are always heavy for digest. So they should be taken only and only by the person whose digestive fire is very strong. Only in the Hemanta Rutu, only in the December month, our digestion in the winter it's very strong. In the summer it is low. In the rainy season it is low. Vegetarian food is easy to digest. Non-vegetarian food is difficult to digest. So before consuming the food, you must understand what is my prakriti, how is my agni, what is the season outside, what is my age, and then you should consume the food. Prakriti, that means the nature of the food, property of the food. Next. Karna. Karanam punaha swabhavikanam द्रव्याणाम अभिसंस्कारः. Write down sanskar. Processing. How the recipe has been prepared. Recipe. Process of manufacturing is very important. And what is sanskar? Sanskaro hi gunantaradhanam uchyate. Sanskar means the process. Write down. Sanskar means the process by which properties can be changed. Properties can be changed. For example, rice is after steaming is heavy to digest. But if you prepare pulao or Szechuan rice or Fodnica bhat, when you fry the rice on the oil with the oil, frying with the oil makes any substance heavy for digestion. Frying is different. Okay, deep fry, FRY, in the oil is very difficult. But if you cook, cooking always makes the substances light, like that. Churning is one of the process. Washing is another process. Now in this coronavirus infection, your hand should be washed, sanskar. Your food stuff always should be washed. Sanitization, sterilization. So everything is a sanskar. Dr. Deshpande is teaching to the students and they are making sanskar. Gunantaradhanam, from Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from illiteracy to the knowledge of Ayurveda. This is conversion. Conversion mixed by the samskar, processing. Simple milk, okay? But when you ferment it and you prepare the curd, fermentation is a process. Fermentation is a samskar. And that samskar makes the substance heavy for digestion as well as secretory substance. Right now, secretory substance. When you eat a lot of curd, yogurt, especially in the night, that is very dangerous for your health because it can develop a lot of secretions in the body and srotorodha will take place. And you will start sinusitis, tinnitus, cough problem all the time. So remember this thing. Water, when you keep in the freeze in the summer season, so freezed water is little bit heavier for digestion. Room temperature water, little bit okay for digestion. If you drink the warm water, most easy for the digestion. So warming, heating process makes the substance more lighter, remember. And then he has explained Charak, te gunascha, toya samskar, agni samskar, sannikarsha, shaucha, manthana, manthana, churning. When you churning to your curd, it becomes buttermilk. Curd is heavy to digest, but buttermilk is best for your grahini problem, for your digestive problem. Buttermilk is number one. Write down. Huh? Manthana, desh. Desh can have another effect. Okay. Kala Vashena Bhavanadivi Bhavana. Bhavana is one of the important sanskar. Bhavana, especially it is important in medicine. For example, Tausashtha Pippali Churna. Pippali powder is again triturated with the Pippali swaras. So you have Pippali powder, Pippali swaras, churning, trituring, mixing, rubbing. So that makes the potent, more potent medicine. So bhavana is one of the process. Okay. Kal prakarsha bhajanadibhi cha adhijante. So karana sanskar is very important. What you are doing with the, how you are making your pizza, how you are making your different food stuff that you are taking. You should observe the process and then you can decide how that particular thing will be beneficial for my body or non-beneficial for my body. Sanskara are very important. I have given all the things in Marathi. The same things as I have mentioned over here. Abhishandi, that I forgot. For the curd, when the any substance prepared in fermentation, the fermentation substance is called Abhishandi in Ayurveda. Here you can see Abhishandi. And Abhishandi always kapha prakopa. So more South Indian dishes, both dosa, uttappa, dhokla, they are by fermentation. So at least they are not bad. I'm not saying they are bad, but at least for the people who are suffering from sinusitis, acute rhinitis, watering from the nose, blockages of your sinuses, they should avoid these all the fermented products. The person having hypertension, person having edema, they should avoid this particular abhishandi padarth. Karana means samskar. So washing is the best samskar. Can you see over here? Next, boiled rice is easy for digestion. Rice is boiled. Boiling process makes the substance. Rice cooking in the pressure cooker, that also makes the food substances light. Okay. Boiled water, can you see here? It makes the water more potent for removing the strotorodh. That will clean the channels. It will remove the excessive cholesterol. So dyslipidemia, drink the warm water. Excessive cholesterol, make a habit of drinking warm water. Chapati, roasted on fire, light, roasted on fire. Can you see? Pictures makes our education more interesting. Frying samskar with vidahi, write down this word, vidahi. Any substance, vada pav, gastric irritant, vidahi is a action because of ushna and tikshna property. When you fry any substance in the oil, that becomes vidahi and it is always causing gastritis, that is amla pitta or the hyperacidity if the person is taking day and night vada pav, frying substances. Preparing buttermilk by churning. So churning is very interesting. That makes the substance very Agni Vardhaka. So those who are suffering from indigestion, Agnimandyat, they must drink the buttermilk. Preparing the curd, fermentation. Fermentation, abhishan. Okay. Difference in properties. Kal Samskar. Can you understand? Kal Samskar, this is raw mango, this is ripe mango. In the summer season, from Vasant to the Grishma, from Vasant to the Grishma, Kal Samskar is there. Okay. Sprouted green gram salad. It is more nutritious as the modern science says, but it should be remembered it is heavy to digest. Again, simple mung, simple green gram is okay, but you can take sprouted because it is having more proteins as per the modern dietetic science. But remember, your agni should be very good. Next, Sanyog. Third point. Sanyogastu punardvayor bahunam va dravyanam samnati bhava. When you mixing two substances, two or many, if you mix the substances, property changes. Definitely. One example here, always it is given madhu sarpihi, honey and ghee. If taken in equal amount, it acts like a viruddha anna. Honey is good separately, ghee is good separately, but if they are mixed together in equal amount, then it can be harmful to the body if consumed daily for many months. Certain samskara or sanyoga are good. For example, if you add shatavari kalpa, shatavari granules in the milk and take in the breakfast, you understand? Shatavari and milk at the breakfast, it is very nutritious. It will increase your stamina. It will increase your breast milk. It can increase your energy. Pitta, acidity will reduce. But if I add the banana and the milk together, any fruit and the milk together, shitran or fruit salads, as per Ayurveda, they are the mixture of acid and alkalic substances and they are called as the Viruddha Anna. So incompatible food. So it's a different variety where what you want to exactly to do with that particular recipe. Whether you want to do the Agni stimulant or whether you want to Pitta Shama, Pitta Gna, Pitta Kara, Kapha Kara, Kapha Gna, all is depend on all your mixtures, how you are preparing those particular things. For example, eating sweets in the summer season and in very hot climate, it's okay. But eating, what you can say, the mixing of the garlic in any substances in these days, sanyoga of garlic in any food stuff in this summer hot season, it is very bad. So mixture, it depends on which substances, in which quantity, in which season, for what prakriti you are preparing. Everything is depend on the permutation and combination. So I think I have given you the example of fruit salad. There are a lot of things that we can talk about. Separate chapter, separate topic for the discussion is about Viruddha. One day I will talk about it. Okay. So this is I have talked to you. Banana and the milk together is not good. Separately, you eat the banana. Separately, you drink the milk. No problem. But if you every day you take it, it will cause you vasomotor rhinitis, pratishay, penis, sinusitis, hypertension, edema, all kapha problem, cholesterol, everything will come out. Viruddha Kala, eating ice cream in the cold season. See, the people are eating ice cream and here is the snow, ice. That is not correct. That sanyog, that combination is not correct. Okay? Fruit salad. Just now I have talked about it. Alkali and acidic mixture is not good. Viruddha temperature. Ice cream with hot chocolate. Very famous in the youngsters. Ice cream with hot chocolate. But according to Ayurveda, it's not good. It's not good. Okay? And once in a while, your Agni is perfect, it's okay. But every day you make it a habit, then it can definitely harm to your body. Ice cream dessert after meal, okay or not okay? Specifically, I have made the question because Ayurveda says your diet should be in the sequence Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. So you start with the sweet and end your food with the takra or the buttermilk, which is little bit tikta and kashaya. Do you understand? So aim should be in that position because your fire is little bit low, low, low. But in the Europe and foreign countries, they take the sweet dish, desserts at the end of the meal, at the end of the meal, at the end of the lunch. So one must make a research. Control study should be done, and then it should be proved Ayurvedic principles are correct. But according to Ayurveda, this is not correct. Rashi is one of the factor. Rashis tu graha parigrahu matra amatra fal vinishtyartham. Rashi means quantity. Pramana. Prakrutaha tatra sarvasya aharasya pramana grahanam ekapindena sarvagraha. Whole, how much I should eat? If any patient, any person asks you, doctor, how much I should take my food? So there is 2 or 3 simple answers. First, you decide your prakriti. I am talking about physiological condition. I am not talking about any disease condition. Prakriti, you decide your agni, you observe your appetite, kshit, your appetite, your mala pravrutti, mutra pravrutti, nidra, occupation, age. You consider all these things and then we can decide. But in general, Ayurveda says always eat 1 part less than your desire. What does it mean? I am eating right now, I am taking my lunch and I am towards my ending of the part, okay? And somebody has given my rice, last rice, and afterwards give me some srikhanda or any sweet thing, and he's asked, little, doctor, little. Then I should decide, oh, my limit is, if I take, it's beyond the limit, beyond here like this, will come up. So that we should say, no, no, sorry, thank you very much, don't give it to me. So that particular last phase of our eating, we should have the control. 1 part less than your desire, that is the idea. Imaginary what our Granthakar, Charak is saying, or any Ayurvedic people, Vaidyas, or the Granthas are saying, Samhitas, that imaginary you make 4 parts of your stomach. 50% solid part, 1% that liquid part. It may contain the water, curry, buttermilk, any liquid. And 1 part should be empty. 1 part should be empty. For what? That is for the peristaltic movements. Easiness should be there. All mixtures, digestive juices should be mixed properly. So you should not eat anything more than your last desire of eating that particular last part of your food. Then, this is sarvagraha. Then, parigraha, that means we have to decide the quantity of carbohydrate, quantity of proteins, quantity of parthiva padartha, quantity of jaliya padartha. So segmental thought, segmental, part by part. In the modern language, they will talk about proteins, carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, minerals. These are the proximal principle of food. Ayurveda will say parthiva, jaliya, tejasa. So parthiv ghatak, solid part is always more. Jaliya is little less. Tejasa still little less. You observe your whole dish. The central part is with rice and chapati. Okay, then little bit vegetable, little bit curry, but pickles are very less. If you change this proportion, little chapati and too much, you can say chutney or the pickles, that is harmful. That is Rashi. Okay. So Rashi is a praman or the quantity. So everybody should understand his own requisite. Excessive fasting or undernutrition, malnutrition can cause dhatu kshayjanya vata prakop that I have mentioned here. Dhatu kshayjanya vata. Too much fasting, langhana, ati langhana. Otherwise, overnutrition is also one of the problems. Undernourishment is problem. Overnourishment is always problem. Overnourishment can cause obesity, diabetes mellitus, dyslipidemia, etc. Okay. So sarvagraha and parigraha. Dvau purayet annaihi. 2 parts solid. Toyen ekam prapurayet. 1 part toy water. Marutasya pracharartham chaturtham avasheshayet. Remember, 1 part should keep empty. Very nice shlokas. Gurunam ardha samhityam laguna na atitruptatam. If the padartha foods is guru in nature, they should take half of your digestion capacity. Laguna, if the food stuff is light, then also na atitruptata, not in excess. You will say, this is light to digest, I will take whatever I want. No, no. They na atitruptata. Guruna, half the digestion capacity. Laguna na atitruptata. Okay. Desh. When you are taking your food, you must consider about desh. Desha punasthanam dravyanam utpatti pracharo desha satmim achashti. Two types of the bhumi desh and the human body. Where you are living, geographical area, whether you are living in a very hot part of the world, your cold part of the world, or moderate type of the world. It depends the food what you should take. If you are living Kafa Kara geographical area is there, very cold, very rainy, then you can eat little bit spicy substances. You can take little bit ginger tea always, and use of little bit spice, Indian spices, garlic, all these things you can use in the very cold, damp and rainy atmosphere or part of the world. But if you are living in a very hot country, then your diet should not have pitta prakopak aharya. It should be very soothing type of diet, bland type of diet you should take. Milk should be there. Huh? So you must take precautions according to Desh. Then second is your Prakruti, Manushya Swarupi Deha. Desh means your human body. You should think about Prakruti, Sarata, Agni, Koshtha, and accordingly you should take the food. So one is a geographical area and another is a personal understanding. So I have Jangala Desh. Jangala Desh is a dry, Vata Pradhan. So here, for example, Rajasthan part, desert area in our India. So there the person should take enough milk, enough ghee. Okay. Then for considering the human body, you should think about whether vegetarian, the, the person is a vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Accordingly, he should be advised. Kala. Kala factor is important. Nityagaha avasthikascha. Tatra avasthiko vikaram upekshate nityagastu ऋतुसात्म्यापेक्षया. What is Nitya Kala? Periodical seasons. Shishira, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharada, Hemant. This is Nityaga Kala. Then morning, afternoon, evening, Avasthika Kala. Disease condition, Avasthika Kala. Prakruta Deha, Avasthika Kala. So Kala can be considered as a routine, as a nature cycle. And as I already told you, that you are allowed to take a little bit good amount of Parthiva Dravyas, Kafakara Ahara in when the Agni is very strong. What is that season? Hemanta Rutu. Remember that. Hemanta Rutu you are allowed to take little bit oil, little bit ghee, little bit sweets because digestion is good. But in rainy season, Varsha Rutu, in Grishma Rutu, that is hot summer, your Agni is always manda and you take accordingly a little bit easy to digest food. You should not take non-veg in this summer and the Varsha Rutu or rainy season because it is heavy for digestion. Daily routine, we have learned the shloka, Vayohu Ratri Bhuktanam Te Antamadhyadigaha Kramat. Okay? So what is that? In the morning time, Kapha Bhuishta or the Kapha predominant time factor. In 12 to 1 is a Pitta predominant time factor. So our lunch should be at a proper time. You see, most of the today's problems are arriving because the people are not very serious about their timings of eating. They give the excuses. No, we have a lot of work. I do not waste my time in the eating. Especially, I heard these comments from foreign countries. But you must respect the time when you are eating. Eating dinner, taking at 11 o'clock, midnight, definitely will cause allergic reactions, any intolerance complaints, indigestion, cholesterol problem, all insomnia problems, diabetes problem, origin is there. So eating timing should be very much important. In the Grishma Rutu, for example, you should not, I have already spicy food. There you should use the sweet and juicy fruits. Then Balya, Tarunya and Vardhak, childhood, youth and old age. You should respect also your age and according to age, you have to decide your food. Upayoga Samstha, this is a SAQ, write down now. SAQ. This is a part of that LAQ. Ashtu Ahara Vidhi Vishayatana. Ahara Vidhi Vidhan. Can you see my cursor? Write down this word. The question will be for SAQ 5 marks. Ahara Vidhi Vidhana Leha. Write down the rules and regulations. Rules and regulations of eating ahar, vidhi, vidhan. Synonyms are upayoga samstha and upayoga niyam. See the cursor, upayoga samstha, upayoga niyam, rules of eating. Okay, what are those rules? तत्र इदम आहार विधि विधानम अरोगानाम आतुराणाम च केषांचित् काले प्रकृति एव हिततमं भुञ्जानां भवति उष्णं स्निग्धं मात्रावत् जीर्णे अविरुद्धम अविरिविरुद्धम इष्टे देशे इष्टे सर्वोपकरणम नाति द्रुतम नाति विलंबितम न जल्प अन्न अहसन तन्मना भुंजित आत्मानं अभिसमीक्ष सम्यक. Ahar Vidhi Vidhan. These shlok, please. This is also in Charak Purvarga. Mug it up. These are the rules of Ayurveda for eating your buffet dinner is not allowed by the Ayurveda because you are very casual about food eating. So Atmanam Abhisamiksha, concentrating. Indian lifestyle of eating is very good compared to the buffet dinner. Okay. And lastly, Upayokta. That means whoever the person is taking food, he should understand his own Prakruti, own Agni Parikshan, own Koshta Parikshan, Mala Parikshan, and accordingly he should take the food. So, iti ashtu ahar vidhi visheshayatanani bhavanti. Now we are talking about this is rules and regulation. Ushnam Ashniya. Always freshly cooked food. Always freshly cooked food should be taken because it will stimulate the digestive fire. If the stale food is there, cold food is there, that is not good. Huh? So, stomach having the temperature 100 degrees like a boiling water. So, if you take the cold food, that will not be digested over here, rather it will be cooled down. Okay. So, Ushnamashnyat. So, fresh and freshly cooked food is easy for digestion. Snigdha. A little bit water while eating, it should be taken. Not before and not after. During the lunch, during the dinner, in between, sip by sip, you must take the water. There should be also use of ghee always, or some part of the oil should be there when you do this particular. So, snigdha, because it makes a lubrication. Our food, when it should be formed as a bolus, it requires some, to formation of the bolus, it requires lubrication. It is also essential to maintain protection of your mucosa, of whole of the digestive tract, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Mucosal lining is maintained by Kafakar Snigdhagun, Shlisha Alingani. If it is Ruksha, then there will be ulcers. Peristaltic movements will be lost. For proper peristalsis, proper stool, the food stuff should have the milk, water, ghee like substances. Then Matravat Ashniya. Your quantity of the food stuff should be very proper, that we have discussed. Jirne Annam. You should not take the food before prior food is digested. That means if it is a heavy food at the time of lunch because of the marriage ceremony, evening dinner I should sleep. I should skip. I'm sorry, I should skip that particular day. So previous that food should be have completed digestion. It requires minimum 4 to 6 hours. So no food should be taken repeatedly before 4 to 6 hours. So you can see that my previous food has been digested. Again you will feel hungry. There will be lightness in your stomach or the abdomen. Belching will be very pure, no smell will be there, and your defecation and urination will be absolutely normal. That is called as a you have taken the food after prior digestion of the previous food. Virya aviruddha, incompatible food. Viruddhana should not be taken. Shikran and fruit salad. Milking the banana or the milk, fruit and the milk should not be done. Ishte deshe ishte sarvopakarne. You should, your, what you can say, the ambience, write down the word ambience. Where you are eating, whole atmosphere should be very pleasant. Who is sitting with you, who is eating with you, your father, mother, relatives, family member, very happy and healthy atmosphere should be there. You should not discuss any disputes on the dining table. You should not discuss any disputes because that is very essential. Ambience, both external atmosphere. You should not reading and you are eating on one side and mobile on one side. No, that is not expected by Ayurveda. Looking the TV and eating is not expected by Ishte Deshe. Whole atmosphere should be very encouraging. Nati Drutam. If you eat very fast, that will not get enough time for the churning process. grinding process of the teeth, saliva mixing, it will not be proper. Gastric emptying time will not be proper. So too much fast eating is a burden to your stomach. Nati vilambita, very slow eating habit is also wrong according to Ayurveda. Hassan, what does it mean? You should not be happy. You should be always crying while eating. No, no, that is not the way. They are saying when you talk too much, TW, when you are making all the time chit chatting, personal or by mobile or whatsoever, phone on one side phone, and then you are eating. Huh? This is very wrong. Ayurveda says that you do not have your whole senses, shrotra, sparsha, tvak, chakshu, rasana, ghan. Ayurveda believes that the person is not eating only with the tongue. Person is not eating only with the tongue. He is eating with the eyes. He is eating with the ears. He is eating with the nose. He is eating with the touch. Shrotra, Sparsha, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, Ghan. All Indriyas should be involved in the process of eating. Then only it's a good digestion. Tanmana Bhunjit. Whole of your concentration of the mind should be on focus eating, enjoying the food. Abhisamiksha, Atmanam Abhisamiksha. What is my need of the body? Who am I? What is my occupation? It is a sedentary, it's a moving. How much calorie I require? What is my age? What is my prakriti? What is my agni? What is my koshta? Everything should be considered. Okay. I think this is again the same thing. Maybe if the time permits, next time we will talk about Ahara Parinam Karbhav, but this is also very much essential part for your SAQ. Ahara Parinam Karbhav, the factors which affect your digestion. The factors which affect your digestion or the parinamana transformation process, they are six: Ushma, Vayu, Pledha, Sneha, Kal, and Samayog. Write down. Ushma, Vayu, Pledha, Sneha, Kal, and Samayog. Very important question. Ushma, what does it do? Ushma Pachati. Heat is required. Your food should be warm. Vayu, Vayu, peristaltic movement, Samana Vayu, Apana Vayu, Prana Vayu is necessary. Then Pledha, moisture, is for lubrication purpose. Sneha, Mardavam, Janayat, softness. This stroke is very important. Kalaha, Paryaptam, Abhinivarte. Specific time period is required for gastric emptying, for primary digestion, and Samayoga. All these factors should be in coordination with each other. Samayo, what is the Samayo? Coordination. Coordination of Ushma, Vayu, Pledha. If you are cooking the food, rice, and flame is too much, water is less, it will be destroyed. Similarly, too much water will be there. Your rice will not be properly cooked. So all these examples you can give for Ahar Parinam Karbhav. So my dear friends, this is the end of the topic. I have covered Ashtu Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana, Ahara Vidhi Vidhan rules, and Ahara Parinam Karbhav. One is for LAQ, Ashtu Ahara Vidhi Visheshayatana, all the 8